play Tetris.
All right, everybody down. Let's have a seat. Let's go over the basics. Now, I need you to sit back over here because I'm going to be moving down in here.
I can't see.
All right, so you can put your chair. There you go, right back there. A little bit further back. There you go. All right, so guys, what we did 2 velocities today. We did a velocity where you're on the pitcher's mound at your set. You lift up your leg. We throw the ball. That's without a lot of momentum because we're on flat ground. And the next one that we did, which some of your velocities were higher, what we did is we go running, then we stepped, and then we threw. Well, a little bit with momentum in there, some of your numbers went higher. Peyton, yours went from 34 to 39, a 5-mile-an-hour increase. Momentum did very good for you, for your body. Some of you guys didn't throw as hard. Maybe you got to learn the techniques of how to do a crow hop that comes into it. But what I'm going to show you, the techniques, is how to throw off a mound. It's very simple. I come here, when I'm on the mound, the first thing I do is I get my sign. And I want you guys to be serious when you get your sign. Don't look like this, getting your sign like that. Man, pull your brim down, go down low, look in tough, make yourself look mean. And then you come to your set. Now remember, at your set, you have to stop. You can't come like this and then throw without a stop. They'll call a ball. So the best way of realizing how to throw is breathe, because I want your muscles to be relaxed. So how we breathe is we come in here, breathe in through my nose, and as my glove's coming down, blow out through your mouth and stop. Because the longer you wait right here, the better chance you have of picking a guy off. Because while you're waiting here, guess what the runner's doing?
Waiting off.
He starts to lean a little bit on his lead off. He starts to lean a little bit. Well, when you roll and you start to see him lean a little bit, that's where you get him, that's where you pick him off. So when you come to your set, come to a nice hold and breathe. The next thing that happens is I want to know what your favorite drink is. What's your favorite drink? Dr. Pepper. Sprite.
Coke.
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 Cocorico.
Cocorico.
Fanta Orange.
Fanta Orange. The reason why I ask your favorite drinks is because I'm going to ask you to lift your leg up high enough that you can hold 3 of your drinks up here. Usually that's about your belt. Here's the tricky part. As I ask you to bring up your leg, we're not staying here. We're moving our body over here. That's called momentum. That's like your running gun. That's like some of you guys got running and threw it and you threw it harder. When I lift my leg, you have to move your body. Number 1. How high do you lift it? High enough to hold your drinks. That's what our body does. That's called the initial move. I'm here and I move out. After the initial move, we have the handbrake and the bending of the leg. It's pretty simple. What I want to do is when I'm up here and I start to feel like I'm falling and I lose my drinks, that's where I take the ball out of my glove, and that's where I start to bend my back leg. How I take my ball out of the glove is I push my thumbs down. Feel your thumbs push down when you're taking the ball out of the glove. The next thing is, when do I bend the back leg? Pretty simple. It's when I lose my drinks. When my leg comes down, then I bend my back leg. The purpose of my back leg bending is to allow my body to fall down the mound. So really all pitching is, it's a controlled fall, boom, until the front foot lands. So I gain all of this power in my stride phase. The first phase is the stride phase. I pick up my leg, my stride phase ends when I put down my leg. My upper body is in this position when I land. My thumb is down, my elbow is pointed at the target, my ball is in a quarter cock position. Not a full cock position, a quarter cock position. That's how I want to look like when I land. Now, the throwing phase happens at a blink of an eye, 0.1, 0.2 seconds, just like that. It's the fastest recorded body motion ever measured in a scientific lab, is the body moving through a throwing motion. Fastest movement ever recorded by scientists. The human body, a pitcher. That was it. Now once they land like this, The next thing that happens is look at my elbow. My elbow does not go out. My elbow comes down with my chest. And then lastly, my arm comes through. Guys, that's the general part of pitching. I lift, I move, I bend, and I push. The last part that I talked about is the push. I save the best till last. Because how many times have you heard your coaches say when you're out there pitching, come on now, use your legs now, come on kid, use your legs, use your legs. Well, this is what they mean. When my front foot is about to land, I push with my back leg to open and land. And that's what they mean by using your legs. Do you remember that mound we were using earlier, the King of the Hill? There's a spring in there. And we'll practice it. If you really push with your legs, that spring will go pop, pop, and it pops. That tells me you're using your legs. But what we're going to do today is we're going to look at your mechanics, each one of you guys. So remember, some of the things that we cue on. My upper body, it's a point, ideally with the elbow. Not with the glove, I like to point with the elbow. Keep my shield here. Point with the elbow, pull down with the elbow. So it's I got a PP. I point and I pull. I point and I pull. That's your PP. Right?
He said PP.
Point and pull. It's an acronym that rhymes with something else. So if anyone does, since we bring up PP, does anyone have to use the restroom? We got the restroom right over here.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I do PP.
All right, so now let's look at our analysis, guys, and let's figure out what we have to work on, okay?
You make yours.